All right, we made it here to Green Lawn, and next part's just finding it. It's always the hardest, but we'll get there. My goodness, man. Some people leave behind monuments. Sherman Singleton. This thing is huge. I'm gonna have to look into this. That's interesting. And behind her, got done with the placard on a McCullough. World War II. Lived until 2000. Man, our greatest generation. Bro, the story that we're covering and the murder of crows behind me. 1, 2, 3. And they won't leave me alone. Just kind of tucked away over here. Look at this. I don't know what plant that is, but it has significance because over here it says, "In my father's house are many mansions." And then we have a similar type flower. And then this is Ben JF Co. or Go. I can't, is that a phonetic? I can't tell if that's a G or if it's, let's see, why? Kogo. We have a lead though. Interesting. So I was gonna do a documentary on this. I accidentally found one of the Bowman brothers. Okay, so now remember where it's at. That's cool. That's a significant story we're gonna go over later. So we found one, at least one of them. Hold on. This is gonna be Matthew Trecker. He was murdered in cold blood by an evil man. And I wanted to come out and pay my respects to this young man because he was taken in the prime of his life by a significantly evil individual. And obviously you can see people still, you know, he was a hobbyist. He liked to hang out at the hobby store where they had comics and posters and things of that nature. And for somebody to just come in and commit the crimes they committed in such a sick way, I wanted to come out here and pay my respects to Matthew Trecker. I want to hopefully find Joseph Fleming if I can, but at least we have Matthew here. Rest in peace, man. So on that fateful night at the Eclectic, Robert Fry came in and murdered 2 young, innocent men for no reason. This would be the start of his murdering spree. I can't put emphasis on how disgusted this story makes me. You know, as I sit here and I hear the children play in the background, and I hear the cars pass by, and how most people's lives are just moving on. I see a Code Talker memorial. There's a Code Talker right here. I'm going to get more information on that and figure it out. But down below me here, this is Joseph Aaron Fleming. He was Sergeant First Class, U.S. Army, 24 years old. He was murdered in cold blood by the same man as Mr. Trecker. This has been possibly one of the most difficult documentary films I've ever done, because of the fact of the graphic nature in which their lives were taken far too early by somebody that I can't even call a criminal, I can't call a felon, I can only describe as evil. It makes you wonder, you know, about good and bad and why people do what they do. It's quite sad. I mean, look, you can see the bucket splashing, the kids playing in the water, and then the victim of a vicious murder at the Eclectic that night. Rest in peace. story doesn't end. It gets worse.